Welcome back. Well, September is Suicide Awareness Month, and we are on your side with some resources if you or a loved one needs help. Michelle Esri from Full Wall Neurofeedback and Counseling in Hoover joins us now live as we discuss this. Michelle, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Claire.
So let's start off by talking about really the need for this awareness for suicide. You know, it actually we've looked at numbers that are increasing in this area, but let's talk about the need for these resources and to make sure that we get that information to our viewers.
Yeah, the most recent statistics show that every 40 seconds somebody loses their life to suicide in the United States, which is a huge deal, right? Like that is a very large number when you think about it. And the holidays can actually be a time when we begin to see this number increase. People begin to feel lonely or begin to feel hopeless. Sometimes finances have an impact on this. So it's a really important time for us to be paying attention to those around us, our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers. And the top three things, I think we have a graphic to show. The top three things that I put here for what you can do to help. This is kind of a standard practice when it comes to suicide awareness, right? What can you do? You can ask questions. When you begin to notice the people around you maybe pulling away, you may ask questions. You can listen to what they're talking about. Do they sound hopeless? Do they sound like they are beginning to feel really lonely, really hopeless, really like they don't know that there are going to be good things around the corner? And then you can encourage them to seek help, right? If you personally are struggling or dealing with thoughts of suicide, what we would call suicidal ideation, right? It comes into your mind, maybe the world would be better without me, or maybe it would be easier if I were just gone. Those are times when it's really important to reach out to help. And if you hear somebody else you care about talking about that, that's a time to really reach out to help. Some of the questions you can ask are, where is a safe place for you? Are there places you can go where you are safe? Usually around other people would be a really good safe place, right? Somewhere that you know that there are going to be people around you, and so you're not going to be alone in your thoughts or your potentially your fears or your hopelessness. Who are safe people? Those are great people to reach out to, right? Do you have a list of safe people that if all else fails, even if it's the middle of the night, you could call them, you can text them, and they would be there for you? Or who are the people that you could even ask to agree to that and say, hey, can you leave your phone on so that if I need you, you'd be available to me?
Mm-hmm.
What is your safe plan? Is there a plan for a person you can reach out to, for a place where you can go where you know you will be more safe? Do you have a plan for that? And then why do you stay safe? Sometimes it is very important for us to take a step back and say, what is it that is motivating me to stay where I am? Who are the people that matter in my life that would be impacted if I weren't here? What is the impact that I have on the world that I think would be worse if I were not around? Would there be a negative impact? Am I here for my children? Am I here for my spouse? Am I here for my parents who I know would miss me? What are the impacts that would be if you were not there? And those are really good reasons to remind yourself, those are the people, those are the reasons why it's important for me to be here. My family, my friends, the people around me who I matter to, those are reasons to stay where I am.
And Michelle, what about people who may not feel like they truly understand where someone who might be suicidal or maybe dealing with depression? Some people feel like, I don't understand what they're going through. Is there anything that we can say to sort of help those types of people understand what someone might be going through or struggling with?
People don't tend to get to the point where they are thinking of taking their own life if they believe that there are good things out there or that there is hope. It really is there is either something so heavy that maybe they don't see a way out of, or so hopeless that they don't feel like they will ever feel better again. Those tend to be, the weight of those feelings becomes so great that there's not light, right? It's almost like there's not a light at the end of the tunnel for folks. And that's when they begin to consider, well, maybe this is a better option than being stuck in this place. And so if you have people in your life who are really getting to the point where they feel that hopeless, or they feel like the burden of whatever it is, maybe it's a work pressure, or maybe a financial pressure, maybe they feel like they aren't providing for their family, or maybe they feel like they don't know a way out of this really serious, stressful situation, or maybe even home situation that feels like I don't know a way out. Those are the people that really finally get to the place where they think it would just be easier if. And that's when we lose hope. And so those are the things you want to be listening for in the people around you, right? Your coworkers, your friends at school. High school students are at high risk for thinking that the world is hopeless and not being able to see outside of it. So, listening to your friends, listening to your kids, to listen for themes like this, these themes of feeling hopeless, and just being there with them, showing that you care, reminding them of their value and importance, things like that. But honestly, just if all else fails, asking how they're doing, listening, and just being present with them. If somebody is really feeling hopeless, they are a lot less likely to act on that hopelessness if you are there with them, if there's a person who is with them. And so just thinking, is there a way for me to support them, even if they don't want to talk about it, for me to support them by just being with them? And then there are a lot of great resources out there, including the 988 hotline, which is a crisis hotline anybody can call. It is anonymous. It is a really safe place to talk about how you're feeling, where they can give you resources and help talk you through it if there's not somebody in your life that you know to call. But if all else fails, working to just be with that person can be a really huge resource.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you've mentioned 988 before, a valuable resource that you've talked about before, and it might be able to help people as well, especially get immediate connection with someone. Michelle, we certainly appreciate you being with us today. Thank you for joining us on WBRC Now.
Thank you for having me, Claire.